Hello and welcome. This tutorial today will show you from a student perspective how to access a test online, as well as how to submit your answers and view your results. Now, some ways that you may be notified by your instructor to test become available to see your home page. So let's click there first. You may be notified through My Announcements, through an announcement that your instructor may post here, through the Needs Attention area, as well as through the Alerts area if something is past due, for instance. So now tests can be placed anywhere in the course. In this course, for example, the tests can be located within their respective weeks. So let's go to week 1. So as we click and scroll down from week 1, we'll notice here's the quiz fragments and run-ons. To click here. So once we click here to access, in this case the instructor added a week 1 quiz study guide that you can click and view. But in order to view the tests, we will click this area here. Now the one thing you should notice right away in this area is basically the options that are with the test. Now please read these test instructions very carefully to find out if the test is timed, whether or not it submits automatically when the time is up, if you're allowed to save and resume later, or if you can retake it. This is all important information to know when taking a test. So let's start the test. In order to start the test, we'll click this Begin button here. Once we click Begin, you'll notice we are in the test itself. So in this instance, for this test, you'll notice the instructions here that were located on the previous page. Multiple attempts are allowed. It allows for 2 attempts. This is my first attempt. There's no forced completion in place. This test can be saved and resumed later. And of course there's a total of 20 multiple choice questions. So now the thing with the test here, once you start selecting your answers, you'll notice to the right you have a couple different options. Notice how it saves automatically. Now if it did not save automatically, when you click a response to a question, you can physically or manually click the Save Answer here. So let's just pretend as though we took the test here. I'm going to select all my answers. Probably not going to do so well. So as we complete the test here, you'll notice everything to the right here, all the questions are saved appropriately. So in order to proceed and submit our test, we have to click Save and Submit right here. Once we do that, we get a dialog box here that says you're about to submit. Please confirm. Click OK to submit assessment. So at this point, we just click the OK button. And it brings us to an information screen here. It gives us a little bit of information. Now this is information that you probably want to save, because in case something happens in the Blackboard system and you're told that you never took the exam, you have this proof here: when it was submitted, the due date, when you started it, the test, and your student identification there. Now the next step here is to view results, right? That's important to see how well you did. So as you can see here, it says click OK to view results. Here's the OK button. It'll click you through to the page where you actually see your attempted score. You see in my instance I scored 30 points out of 100. Not so good, but we have multiple tries, so perhaps I can do better next time. So again, it's the same breakdown. You have your student information. Your name will be located here, the course, the name of the test, when it was started, when it was submitted, and the due date, and the status, whether you completed it or not, and how long it took you to take the exam. So at the bottom here, now these are options that the instructor can turn on or turn off. In this instance, it's turned on, where it displays all the questions and what you got right and what you got wrong based on your points out of 5 for each question. So at this point you can click OK, which takes you back to here. Now if you wish to view your grade as a student, you can simply click on the gradebook located here in the left menu. Once you click on the gradebook, you'll see week 1 sentence quiz. You'll notice your grade, 30 points out of 100, and you'll notice it is graded and the date and time. And of course, in this case, all the points are towards a weighted total, and you'll see the weighted total here will update as you include other exams, assignments, discussions, and so forth. Now for time tests, it's important to know that if you save your answers and exit the test without submitting, the timer will continue to run. Now in this case, obviously there's no timer, it's not a timed exam, but you may run into a test that is timed by your instructor. It could be 30 minutes, could be 20 minutes, whatever duration they set. And at that point, once you leave the test, the countdown clock will continue to run and your session will end as well. Now, it's important to also note that if you encounter any issues or problems while taking the exam, please be sure to contact your instructor right away. That is extremely important. If it was a timed exam, you would see some warnings appear when at certain points. So when half the time has elapsed, you'll see that warning at the 5-minute mark, at the 1-minute mark, finally when 30 seconds remain. So let's review. First, as a student, you open up a test and read the instructions carefully. Then you enter the questions, submit, and view the grade. It's that simple. If you have any other further questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact the Kaiser University Instructional Design Team.